Here's a gameplay video of an old map I made back in 2016. Back in the day, this level was state of the art at the time, and obviously it isn't anymore in today's times. Still though, I do think this level does hold up pretty well for the most part, so I like to revisit it when I'm in the mood for it. But back in these days, I was literally just trying to make levels just to provide the community with more decent levels. Because back then, we really needed like more decent content, because in the early days of Doom Snap Map, there was just like a lot of like, I guess, shovelware-esque quality levels going on. But things are very different in today's times. There's a lot more good custom 2016 levels to play, and I'm making levels for a lot of different reasons compared to the past. I feel like when I make a level in modern times, I want it to stand out against all sorts of content. I want it to hold its own against, quality classic Doom levels. Now with Doom Eternal having mods, my levels need to hold its own against that. And of course, we have Doom The Dark Ages that's currently in development. And I gotta make sure, my levels can, hold its own against like the levels in that game. It's tough being a Doom 2016 mapper nowadays, because Snap Map is by far a lot more limiting in terms of what it can do versus the map editors against all those other Doom games I mentioned. But despite the limitations, I'm confident I can still make great levels at the end of the day. I got so many hours in the Doom series, and I know what it takes to make a great Doom level. I personally think some of my levels in Slayer's Reprisal are better than a decent amount of the maps from the main campaign of Doom 2016. Some of the fights I make are just very fulfilling to play, And like the fights in the main campaign, like there are good fights, but sometimes I feel like it's not enough, like not enough enemies, not enough density, sort of type of stuff. And I think the levels in my campaign, they do have like a better purpose of what they're trying to convey versus the main campaign of 2016. It's very nice that I can make high quality levels from Snap Map that can be better than, the levels that were obviously made with an actual SDK or a real tool set, if you would say. I'm not the only one who has done this sort of type of job. There are many decent amount of mappers that I believe have made levels that are better than the ones in the campaign. However, as great it is to play these high quality Snap Map levels, I always feel like we need more exposure at the end of the day. Like I said in one of my previous videos I made last year, we really need a piece of content to go viral or have some sort of big promotion. For example, in Classic Doom, I remember when John Romero released that, the standalone tech-based map. I forgot what it's called. But I remember when John released that map, everybody in the gaming community went crazy over that. Obviously, he would follow up with like Sigil 1 and Sigil 2, and both of those campaigns also got promotion from the gaming press. I also remember seeing Eve Eternity getting exposure over various gaming sites, and I know the Doom 2016 mapping community definitely has talent, but we're not getting any of this publicity. There are so many examples I can give you from the Classic Doom stuff. And what made me discover the Classic Doom mapping scene back in the day when I was like, a kid or something, I remembered I was surfing around on the internet, and I stumbled a screenshot of either Batman Doom or the Ghostbusters Doom mods. And that blew me away because, I was such like a big Classic Doom kid, and I never knew like Classic Doom had a mapping community the whole time. And eventually I was exposed to like map packs like Hell Revealed and Alien Vendetta. Obviously that moment, like, it really kind of like changed my perspective on the game, and I'm just wondering if there is somebody who is passionate towards Doom 2016 and they want more, Doom 2016 content similar to the base campaign. How are they going to find this sort of exposure? I don't know what we gotta do to get this sort of exposure. I have a level that's getting around to being done, and I know it's going to be a good one, but I'm also asking myself, is there a way I can make this level go viral among the Doom community so Snap Map / Doom 2016 can get some sort of resurgence? The answer is I don't really know. It's definitely going to be a good campaign style level for sure, but that's probably not enough. It's hard being a Doom 2016 mapper in today's times because if the player base is not as active like it used to be, it's hard to have proper exposure or similar exposure compared to the classic Doom. And I want people to be aware that there's some great custom 2016 levels and there's some great talent within the 2016 mapping community. It's also to let people know that, you know, there are still people keeping 2016 alive, and I wonder if id Software is even like aware of that statement. You know, if they were aware of that statement, would they possibly do anything to help us out, just like how id Software just shadow dropped the mod tools for the Eternal scene because they were inspired by people making those custom master levels for Eternal. Hopefully, I'll try to find a way to keep Doom 2016 alive and getting more exposure so people can check out all these cool creations we have done over the years. And maybe people will realize that Doom 2016 was always the best modern Doom title to exist in. Thank you for watching, everyone.